welcome to AIHA Network TV. Today we are joined by Laura Garcia, AIHA's Program Director of Strategic Partnerships. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So I am so excited that we had a chance to talk because we've gotten a lot of questions from attendees, but also some of our exhibitors and some of our sponsor partners. And the main question that everyone is asking is, how do I promote my presence at AIHce EXP? And the first thing that I say to them is social media.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's kind of like the go-to, personal and professionally.
Yes.
And the amazing thing is that there are so many different channels that you can use, and it targets different audiences. So obviously you have Twitter, you have Facebook, definitely LinkedIn, because this is an industry event that's attended by so many different people. So the main thing that I try and stress to everybody is you have to use the hashtag. Hashtag AIHce, write it down, memorize it. Because that is the thing that links everything together. And then we also know what you're doing and what you're saying, and we can then retweet it and share it and like it and help promote you as well. So be sure to use the hashtag. And then as far as retweeting goes, if you see that we mentioned something about you or something about your presentation or your exhibit, or something about conference in general that you want to share, retweet for sure. That's what it's all about, is that engagement aspect of it. If you have a link to your personal website or your presentation or information about your presentation, whatever it is, go ahead and include that in your tweet or your post, whatever
or
it
your
is.
YouTube channel.
Exactly. Because then that'll just give more people that are interested in it, access to more information about what it is that you're presenting or exhibiting. And you also want to be sure to tag us at AIHA. So hashtag AIHce, but also at AIHA, because it's almost like a little kind of nudge to us, like, hey, I included you in this, I'm talking about you, and then that way we know, and then we can share and spread the word.
Exactly.
So I would love to know if there are any specific tips that you give some of the exhibitors or some of our sponsor partners when it comes to promoting their particular presence at conference.
Well, in terms of social media, there are a number of ways, but I want to preface it by saying that you've got a hashtag because that makes you part of the conversation.
Totally.
And not just someone who's observing it
Yes.
from afar. And the chance to retweet quality content is something that just adds more, what's the word I want to say?
I think more depth,
More depth,
yeah,
and more expertise.
Yeah. So as far as the frequency goes, that's important too, because a lot of people forget about that, I think, especially if you're not that experienced with social media. You think, okay, one and done or two and done,
Right.
I put it out
and
there.
now what do I do with it?
Right, exactly. But you have to be consistent, consistency is key.
Right.
So try and post once a week, or once every 2 weeks if you really don't have the time.
Especially if you have, something really special that you're going to be unveiling at AIHce.
Exactly. And you can tease it out too.
Absolutely tease it out.
Plant
that seed early and often.
Right, and then you just kind of water it. It really is like a plant. It really is. Just be consistent with it, and then that will help to make it richer and, just kind of build on that, like we said.
Agreed.
So are there any other tips or things that some of our exhibitors and our sponsor partners can benefit from with social media?
Yeah, there are a couple of things I would like to mention about that. First of all, social media can be really intimidating to some folks. And we want to make it easier.
Yeah.
So
not everyone's that experienced.
No, and they're just frankly they're intimidated.
Yeah.
So we want to make it easier for them. In two ways. We are available to help with some tips and tricks about how to maximize social media. And then number two, we've designed some ready-made AIHce branded tags.
That's right.
That companies can put their own logo on, they can put their booth number on,
Mhm.
but they say AIHC EXP 2017 exhibitor.
Right.
Or I'm a sponsor. There are a number of different things.
Or
that
I'm
are
a
available.
presenter.
Or I'm a presenter, absolutely. I
It's
think
like your own personal logo,
it is.
you know, for
And-
AIHC, which is super cool.
Exactly. And some of our folks, you know, are smaller businesses.
Yeah.
You know, they don't have the big marketing dollars to do
Sure.
a multi-million-dollar marketing campaign every year.
Yeah.
So I think social media is the way to get your brand out there for sure.
Definitely. So as far as promoting your presentation or your presence, whether again you're an exhibitor or a sponsor partner at conference, you know, other than social media, which as we discussed is very important, but other than social media, there are ways as well.
Especially in the case of the exhibitors, you know, they're collecting business cards from the year prior. You know,
Mhm.
make use of those cards. Reach out to those people that visited you last year.
Mhm.
Let them know what's new and exciting with your company this year.
Definitely.
They would love to hear about it. Some other ways would be, you know, if your company does some kind of publication, you definitely want to.
If you can put it in there.
Yeah,
And, yeah,
absolutely.
for sure.
You know, get it out to your own mailing list.
Right.
But there are ways through our sponsorship program that we can push out, you know, your presence to our attendees. Whether you want to do a branded email in advance or even afterward, or you could do some kind of advertisement in our final program.
Mhm.
We have web banners available. You know, our statistics show that people are visiting our website like at least 4 to 10 times prior to going on site. If your
Mhm.
web banner's there, then you're going to be in the forefront of that viewer's mind.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So another way that an exhibitor or a sponsor partner can get the word out in advance of the conference is to sign up for one of our Learning Pavilion sessions or one of our virtual spotlight interviews.
Oh, okay.
These are opportunities to actually contribute content to the program. And then there are opportunities to promote these in advance, as well as on the back end, you know, keep a copy of your interview
Mhm.
and republish that on your website or anywhere that you'd like.
And that is something that's really great because you can keep that, and then if you decide to present or exhibit or be a sponsor partner next year, you can have this to share and kind of gain interest in your next presentation.
Correct.
Or your next, you know, showcase with us, which is wonderful.
Yeah.
So Laura, thank you so much for joining us today. It was so much fun to talk to you
It was.
and
Thank you.
kind of recap. I feel like we have so much going on in preparation for conference. Everyone is doing a million things at once, which is so fun. But at the same time, it's like, hey, I'm getting a lot of questions about this. Yeah, me too. You know, so we hope that this was helpful and, you know, everyone can benefit from it. And like we said, please reach out to us.
Please.
Let us know if you have any questions.
Or need assistance, we're
yes,
here.
we're here.
We're excited to see you.